Hey everybody, glad you're watching. First of all, before we even begin, we're going to do right now, we're going to do Kendrick Lamar's newest song, All Right. I'm going to discuss the video and everything that went along with it. But first, even before we begin, I want to give a shout out to Rashawn Miller. Rashawn, you're our first comment, and your comments was that it was great, this was amazing, keep it up, I understand his music better. Blew myself and Rob away when he saw it last Friday. So we're dedicating this video, All Right, to you. We want to get your thoughts, we want to get your opinions, and tell everybody about it because your comment just blew us away on both of the videos that you saw. And one thing that Rob said to me, which I didn't even think about initially, was that you sat through almost 45 minutes of commentary by a fat white guy. And that was amazing to me. So I want to thank you again, Rashawn. You're our first comment. You're our first fan. Well, really, you're our only fan. Sorry, gotta be honest there. But I just want to thank you again, and we appreciate your comments. Everyone watching, give us comments. We don't mind. You know, it's okay. Good, bad, ugly, thumbs up, thumbs down. We're fine with that. We want to get your thoughts. Here we go. I got to be honest, watching this video, I've watched this video probably like 20 times, and I'm still grappling with it and its message and its thoughts. I've been on websites, hearing people's comments about it. They found it very depressing. People said it was very, very uplifting. People found the lyrics to be very hurtful, painful. People found the lyrics to be very strong and emotional. I gotta be honest, I was kind of torn between both sides because it was confusing to me. And this was a three-parter. I had to realize that initially that this is not like his other videos. This is like one section, which is at 152, stops. Then another section that goes on to 245. And then you have the all right lyrics that finally you can print off. So it was a three-parter, and it was a lot of allegories that I thought. There were a lot of metaphors and a lot of, hidden clues that I felt he was trying to say. What I got from the song was hope, anger, depression, and resignation. All those things kind of came to me when I was watching this video multiple times. I gotta be honest, the first two videos, I didn't have that effect on me. This one, I had to watch, I had to stop, pause, look, make notes, go back, comments again and again and again. Because this video grabs you by the throat. And it's emotional in that regard. And I think he did what he wanted to do, Kendrick, was to grab you in and get you to sit and listen and see the flow. This video was to me almost like a bipolar episode where you didn't know where it was going to go from happy to sad, from anger to joy, from, pleased with yourself to feeling that nothing has ever changed. So it was like a roller coaster ride, this video for me. And I had to kind of like just really focus and stay and pay attention. Here we go. The first part of the video, which to me stops at 152, is initially it's black and white, which is what the whole video was, but it's very, very stark. The colors are very, very sharp. And it's, to me, like discordant, like uneven. You're not sure of yourself. Bang, 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 the images. That's what's called film noir, by the way. Old movies are made in black and white because they wanted to focus on the content and the dialogue. And they don't want you to really kind of get lost in the imagery. Movies today, of course, are all, in colors, and that's somewhat taken away from the power of a message that a movie can give you when it's done in black and white. Generally, movies with a black and white theme have a message to them. What's interesting also is he sets a tone with that scream, which I've heard in previous videos, and that comes off pretty early. Like, to set the tone, it's not going to be a fun ride. Like, hey, we're going on the highway to hell. Step in and go on that roller coaster course. We're not coming back, baby. So to me, it was like, be careful, get ready, boom, and then it hits you. To me, you have everything like he's setting up the tone very, very quickly, where you get the screaming and then boom, you get the cops, you get the police chopper, thumper, 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 and you get the hitting and you get that background. And what's the background? To me, you had that kid on the ground, and to me, he symbolized death. He's on the ground. He's not moving. You got the angry backdrop, like ooh, cool, clashing of the black and white colors and the people coming in and out of focus. You had the hitting and the crying, like you had the guy with the hand up, and you had the woman with the tear-streaked face, the mascara running down. Then you had the bloody face in black and white. And often, when you want to try and symbolize what blood looks like, you want to go to black and white because it's more stark and it's more imagery, so to speak. And then was the beat down of the kids. You got like just the pummeling, like almost to me reminded me of a gang initiation where, oh, you want to join, you want to be part of something, you got to take your licks, you got to take your punches. And then I got the drinking and destruction. We drink to excess, we destroy to excess. We're just not happy. And that's kind of a theme I kind of got from watching this, because I was telling this to Rob also. I don't know Oakland, that's not my town. Initially, I thought that might have been Manhattan because of the bridge, and I thought it might have been the Manhattan Bridge going over, but no, that's all Oakland scenes. And I saw the Port of Oakland cranes. I realized that's where he's from. That's his stomping ground, so to speak. But the drinking and the destruction, kid running away from the group like he's running. In Kendrick's videos, I noticed there's a lot of movement. A lot of videos of the person singing in front with the microphone. There's the background singers. Even, a lot of hip-hop artists kind of have a flow to them. Not Kendrick. He's always on the move. He's always restless. I never see him, like in one place, so to speak. He's constantly running, almost to try and find his sanity is kind of how I'm looking at that. There's a lot of anger. The police are shooting at him. The guy's running away, and he's talking about that. And you're destroying the police car, and there's just that anger, like that slow motion riot, that slow motion volcano of everything kind of like getting worse and worse and worse, and the anger building up and getting more and more extreme, affecting Kendrick, affecting his friends, affecting the neighborhood, affecting the community, affecting the country. Like, we're doing this again and again and again and again and again. Like nothing has changed. And I felt the frustration from the lyrics. And even that whole idea of let's destroy the car, destruction. Ultimately, destruction for the sake of destruction leads you nowhere. But when you feel helpless and hopeless, you destroy what's close to you because you don't know any other way to lash out in a productive manner. Pent up anger. I'm not pretending that I can relate to Kendrick and his lifestyle and how he grew up. I'm not going to pretend. It's stupid. But I know about anger. I know about being frustrated. I know about things just building up. And you just get angry. And you're not the person you thought you were because you become explosive. You become rageful. And like you're not thinking. I shook the table, sorry. You become like the Hulk. And I get it, and I understand what depression is from working as a social worker. I understand how people live lives of silent misery. And one day snap, and then they explode, and they just lose it. So I get it. I understand that hitting, that thumping, that punching. Then at 1:52 in the video, I timed it, there's a new song that comes out. And it's back and forth. He's in the car with his three friends. They're all... but they're all movement. But the irony that he plays in this song is you look down because the car is raised up and it's four white policemen pushing the car, going nowhere. Again, going nowhere. There's no communication. At no point in this video would you get a sense of there's any kind of contact between the police and the community, like reaching out, shaking hands, having a hamburger together, like breaking bread, so to speak. It's like this, like we are, we don't connect, and we never will. We don't want to. We don't have to, and you don't grow from that. And that's where that seething anger comes from. And then he's doing the lyrics, but I see the circles. I see the car again, going nowhere. That's very metaphorical for me. It's like when you're spinning your wheels, where do you go? And I work with so many people mentally, who have mental illness, like, and Rob can attest to this. Where are you going? What's your plan? What do you intend to do with yourself? Where are you going? To be honest, doing these videos is for me cathartic, because I have a chance to express myself, and get things off my chest and not keep them in. And I know Rob feels the same way, to use creativity, to use interest, to use something different, to break the mold, to be a game changer. So when I see that spinning your wheels, I see these hot cars throwing the money, but in the end, you're driving down the same block. You're cruising on this. You're still making that same left-hand turn. You're not going anywhere. And I think Kendrick was trying to explain that by saying, like, all the imagery of everyone running, and even in the car, they're rocking back and forth. Rocking to where? Where are they going to be? What's going to be their future? And Kendrick talked about that in prior videos about leaving Compton and his friends kind of behind, and in a sense, spinning their wheels. He moved on, they haven't. Then to me, what I got was at 152, you got a new song, and then again the lyrics, bam, 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 and then at 245 for me, the all right lyrics for the song come out there. They now say it's going to be a film, and you have the rest of the video shooting out. Again, because of copyright laws, we can't show you the video, but I want to break down the lyrics for you and give you my interpretation on a clinical level how I saw it. And again, to me, this video of the three that I've reviewed so far and the others that I've seen already grabs you by the throat, and it doesn't let you leave. It's like a dog grabbing a rat, and it's not letting go. It's going to shake it till it kills it, and that's what I think Kendrick wanted the viewer to feel and look at when he was doing it. And he's going like this: all my life I had a fight, all my life hard times like God, bad trips like God. And he's talking about Nazareth, and if God got us, we're going to be all right. And to me, in that he has this repetitive theme of flying, and he's doing that in the initial video. And he's comparing himself to a certain extent, of course, to Jesus and putting faith in God. But if God gets us, then we're going to be all right. But going in circles. That car was going in circles. Does money make you happy? Literally throwing money away. It's expression. Does it make you happy? No. Money that's going to make you productive, make you move on, hit your goals is great. Money that's not, you're not going anywhere. And then he goes on, then he hits the chorus. We're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We're going to be all right. All right, all right, all right. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We're going to be all right. Trying to be hopeful. Don't give up. Don't ever give in to despair. And, I can't talk about that enough as a clinical social worker. I've met so many people that let their lives engulf them and never moved forward. Don't do that. Don't give in, ever give in. There's always hope. Find a mentor, find a friend, find someone you could relate to. But don't give up. And he's saying, we're going to be all right, trying to be hopeful. And then I'm watching, as when he's saying this, do you hear me, do you feel me, we're going to be all right? He's trying to fly above it. And if you notice again, he's always in the air, but he's flying like this, and he's flying. And I never get the sense he's comfortable. Like almost like to me, he feels like he has to carry the community on his back, like be like an avenging angel. It's kind of how I see it. But he's like this, and you see the Timberlands. I remember that when I was a kid, Timberlands. But you see him running, and he's flying. It's like he's trying to fly, like a butterfly, almost. And that's what it reminds me of. That trying to fly above the craziness. And he's flying above it, and then the next one, he goes, and when I wake up, I recognize you looking at me for the pay cut behind my side, but what Mac 10 even boom with the bass down? Well, that's a cousin of the Mac 10, by the way, the Mac 11. Mac 10 was famous because it would give you so much firepower by just holding it, and the Mac 10, the Mac 11, excuse me, is its cousin. And it's interesting that line. There's a line here I really liked. Painkillers only put me in the twilight. I need pills to focus. I need pills to get myself. And he's talked about that before, about the kids that he's met at his concerts that were on prescription drugs. Painkillers only put me in the twilight. Eat those pills. The twilight. What is that telling you? The difference between the day and the night. That in between. Again, metaphorical. But even when he's saying this, he's talking about the Mac 11, and let me tell you about my life. He's still, to me, he's dealing with the poverty around him in that neighborhood. I'm looking at all the scenes of the kids dancing, break dancing, doing all the different kinds of dancing, the movement. Who's going anywhere? Are they going to escape their background? Are they going to escape their lifestyle? That's what's interesting to me. And it's almost like he's trying to give people hope. We're going to be all right. You can escape. You can be like me. You can be something like me if you just give yourself a chance to think that you can be all right, like yourself. But those cars, and he's like almost like saying it. But if you don't think like that, all you're going to be doing is burning rubber, and going nowhere. So here's an interesting thing also. He goes, we've been hurt, been down before, my pride was low. We hate po-po, referring, of course, to the police. Want to kill us dead in the street? I'm at the preacher's door. In this paragraph, my knees are getting weak, my gun might blow, but we're going to be all right. Still having to be chased. At what point do people learn how to work together and not have this anger and this self-loathing and this self-hatred for each other? This has been a terrible summer for the African-American community. You got to be naive not to think it wasn't. We're living in a cave, not to see what's been happening. When are things going to be all right? That people, that things have changed, hopefully, since the 50s. I mean, since the 60s, 50 years of craziness that have been going on. Where is that going to come from? Where is there going to be like someone to say, I want to reach out, I want to open myself up? So still having to be chased, still terrible issues with the police. What has ever changed? What has ever changed in this dynamic? When are things going to change? Do people want them to change? I mean, seeing grieving mothers all summer long, all spring long, you ask the question, for what? He makes the comment earlier, apartheid. We're so immune to each other, we don't even relate to each other. So that was a powerful paragraph to me, because in that paragraph, there's a scene where they're being chased by a police car. And there's always like fraught with terrible, terrible misgivings of what's going to happen. Then he goes like this, as he's going further along. To me, that song goes up and down, very, very roller coaster-like with its moods and emotions. What do you want, a house or a car? 40 acres and a mule. That's an old Southern expression, 40 acres and a mule. Because in the South, when you were a free man and you had land, you would get 40 acres and a mule to plow. So that was an expression, 40 acres and a mule meant you had finally reached society. You were part of the inner circle. And then he's telling, it's interesting, he goes with, you can live at the mall, I can see the evil, I can tell it when it's illegal. I don't think about it, I deposit every other zero. Thinking of my partner, put the candy, paint it on the regal. To me, it's that compare and contrast. So many kids that have nothing, they look at going to the mall as like Disneyland. I could buy stuff. I can get my sneakers, my clothing, my food, meet girls, the mall. It's quiet, it's clean, it has air conditioning. Why would you want to leave it? And for a lot of people, going to the mall, we're so obsessed with the mall because the mall means luxury. Like here in Vegas, malls are big, 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 big business. And the mall on Las Vegas Boulevard, the fashion show mall, is only designed to do one thing: shop to excess. So I go to the mall. Like he's saying, like, look, I got to the point I'm at the mall, but now I'm on the light pole. I'm straddling between both worlds, Compton and the lifestyle that I'm now into. So it's like he's doing this. That's when he starts doing that leaning and that trying that balance beam almost, like trying to decipher who am I, where am I going? And he goes like this: pick back and chat, I shut the back, I rap, I'm black, on track and rest assured, my rights, my wrongs are right till I'm right with God. And he does this again. He spreads himself out like Jesus. Like, I'm here to give solace to my flock. And then, when we've been hurt, down before, my pride was low. That's the same paragraph again. He's doing this. He's the balancing act. He's on the light pole. Like, initially, he's firm. He's dancing on it. And then it's like, I don't know where this is going. it's like he's hopeful and he's sad, still doing that balancing act. What's interesting also is that the next two paragraphs, when you know we've been hurt down before and we're going to be all right, do you hear me? Do you feel me? We're going to be all right. That's the most powerful part of the song to me. It's the most uplifting. And if you notice, it gets brighter. It gets lighter. It's not as dark and gloomy as it was the first 3-4 minutes of the video. Halfway through the video, I don't know if this was done on purpose by the filmmaker, it gets brighter. There's more hope. There's more promise. There's more like we can get through this. So, do you hear me? Do you feel me? We're going to be all right. And then, the last two paragraphs, I keep my head up high, I cross my heart and hope to die. Love me is complicated, too afraid. What happens? Police come, takes it, and he falls. In the end, nothing's achieved. That same bitterness is there. Hands fly out like Jesus. And I don't know Kendrick obviously on a personal level, but I wonder his religious beliefs, you can't escape what you are. And to me, that's what he is, because he's doing this where he's like this. Everything about his motif is always about God, religiously. And then he falls out to the ground and he goes, I remember you were conflicted, misusing your influence. I did the same, abusing my power. Resentment turned into a deep depression. Found myself screaming in the hotel room, and as he's crashing to the ground, he smiles. That's been discussed a million times online. What does that smile mean? To me, it goes either way. Either it's a smile of, don't panic over my death, I'm another fallen victim, so to speak, move on. Or, hey, you know what? In the end, I'm just another guy to get shot down. I'm just another nobody. So it's not going to change. So it's a smile of resignation. And again, not trying to compare myself because that sounds idiotic and stupid. I know what it means to feel like you try, and then you get bam, and you don't go forward. Now, Kendrick has a different lifestyle than mine, I would like to think, so I hope so. But he's talking for a lot of people, and the weight on his shoulders must be immense. And he's trying to say, hey, on one hand, rise up, rise up, rise up. You got the talent, you got the ability. On the other hand, it's like, I live in reality. So much of my week is telling people crushing reality. It's not pleasant. And you got to say it in a way they're not going to come across the table and punch you in the face. When you tell them terrible things about their own lives, about their children, or you clarify things that they've had in their heart for decades sometimes, and now it comes to see the light. And when you see the light on something, the reality, it's scary. It's not always pleasant. You got to look at yourself like in the mirror when the light's hitting you, darkness to light. You're not in the shadows anymore. And all of a sudden, it's a very, very scary feeling. And Kendrick's videos, this one in particular, was for me multiple levels of understanding. We're going to be all right, that we either have to kind of hunker together or we're going to see some real change, but I don't really know. And I'm kind of trying to figuring it out myself. And my death is an example of that. Just because I'm Kendrick Lamar, what I represent, in the end, I'm just another statistic if it comes down to it. And that's a powerful message. That really is. And it tells you the value of a single person. Not to give up the fight, not to walk away, not to go to despair, not to drink, drug, throw your life away, make idiotic choices, but to try and grow. To try and grow as a person, try and grow as a group of individuals. To try and go as an ethnic group, to push. 40, what do you want, a house or a car, 40 acres and a mule? Be part of society, be part of life. And that's what this video gave me. And again, it was powerful. This is a really interesting kind of video to look at from a lot of different ways, the filmmaking angles, the the message that he spoke, the message that he's trying to impart. And I give Kendrick a lot of credit again for pushing boundaries. You know, one last thing I want to just kind of close with this. I know there were comments made about the BET Awards that, rap is the devil's work and the devil's playground and it's making everyone do cuckoo things. You know what? Since 1,000 years ago, everything has been blamed that society is going to come to an end because of comic books, because of TV, because of video games, because of rap music, because of heavy metal music, even bubblegum. No. Women's liberation is always the sign that society is going to come to an end. What people need, and to get past it and put in conclusion, is hope. Is a feeling of that things can change positively. Get out of that rut. Get out of that same discordant lifestyle that takes you nowhere. And I give Kendrick credit for trying to push the envelope, to look at it from different perspectives, and to go forward. Another great video, Kendrick, and a great song. Thank you, everybody. And again, we're looking for your comments. Shoot them in, good, bad. You hate the shirt, you don't like the haircut. We're open to anything. We want your feedback. Thanks again for watching. Bye.